wrong with people? No, for real, for real. Sometimes it be your own folks. When you gotta reevaluate your whole entire life, like it be your own folks sometimes. The majority of the time, it be your own folks. You ever had to reevaluate your thought process? Your thought process is working. You ever had to reevaluate your thought process within your reading your own thought process within your thought process at the end of the day? And say to yourself is, why is folks always one-sided when it comes to you? Like, why me? You ask for my opinion, I give my opinion or whatever case may be. You know, fair equal exchange. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to real love, you feel me? With the respect that. Where's the respect? No respect at all. You reevaluating your thought process, whatever the case may be. And you got a hater in the back within being a hater. You admiring yourself within your thought process, right? And they got so much to say within saying nothing at the end of the day. It be the thought process for me. But then when you reevaluate their thought process at the end of the day, and they ask you, you know, certain things when it comes to compliments or whatever the case may be, they ask for your input. Oh, so when it's your turn, you want me to speak up? Oh, I don't speak your language. Respectfully. It's the thought process for me. You know, when people want to pick and choose when they want to bother you and get on your nerve or whatever the case may be, they do so. It be the thought process for me. Like, you a hater. I'm convinced. I'm so convinced. It's the thought process for me. You know you got that one sibling or two or three, maybe all. Who knows? But the name of your book. You ever had to reevaluate your life and say to yourself is, I gotta watch myself around these motherfuckers. Oh, I gotta watch myself! And you ever feel like you was the only one who actually understood you when it came to that? Nobody understood you because they manipulated your character so that you truly wasn't. Oh, like when they gang up on you, it's man down, man down. Yo, it's about like 4 of them against you. It's only you. They trying to attack you. Nobody's going to believe you. And they make sure to tell you that too. Nobody's going to believe you. When you got some evil family members who don't like you at all, you have to pray so hard. It's not even funny. You really have to pray. You do. You have to pray so hard to the point that there's no such thing as stop praying. Because you got to forever pray. Like I said, this page is not for everybody. And that's okay. It's okay. But one thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. It's sad to see that an innocent person has to protect themselves against their own family members. Because of a system and how a system allows this to be the norm. And this is not the norm. To go against not just our neighbors, but our loved ones. Families should not be divided. Families should not be broken up. They shouldn't. Families should not be going against each other in the most toxic ways. It should be no reason why families cannot sit in a household and just have a conversation amongst each other without it being confrontation or without it being a situation within the situation that it shouldn't be no toxic situation. But when the enemy walks into your home and tells you, this is what I want you to do, you follow the enemy's rules because you're in fear. You're in so much fear that you can't even recognize yourself. You don't even want to get to know who you truly are. And when you become your worst enemy at the end of the day, what looks like the norm to you is not the norm. And I say that respectfully because you're at a low vibrational level within yourself, especially when you start to bring harm towards innocent people and you start to be demonic and you start to move a certain kind of way towards an innocent person because you can't even recognize yourself. And your own family will bring harm towards you. The dollar is so evil. Ain't no dollar in this world Even God's offering would never allow you to go and harm a child of God or harm an innocent person at no cost. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. No. God wants you to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor with no malicious intentions. No malicious intentions. You know how when the enemy walked into your home and generation after generation allow you to believe that it was okay to have a dysfunctional household. It was okay to disrespect each other. No, it's not. How can you become your best self vision of yourself if you get beat, if you're coming to become distracted with the distraction, dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD, and all this toxic stuff that they allow to be put into the universe, or whatever the case may be, for your thought process, so you won't be able to show up for yourself. God wants you to show up for yourself so you can be aware of yourself. You know, these tools that God installed within us: self-awareness, self-healing, self-respect, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, and healthy boundaries. So you can become your best self vision of yourself, because that's what God's plan was for you to do, because you are the miracle to yourself, and God is still patient with your process so you can show up for yourself, to become your best self vision of yourself, to elevate, to stay in your lane, to respect yourself, to respect your neighbor. They're not going to understand. But going against your neighbor was never part of God's plan. And I say that respectfully. Judgment Day has been here. Judgment Day's been here. It's been here. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. The good God does not dance with the enemy when it comes to that toxic behavior. And I say that respectfully. When it comes to the toxic behavior, trying to bring harm towards innocent people, the good God does not dance with the enemy. You signed your life away to the enemy. The good God does not dance with the enemy. And especially if you know you're not ready to turn over that new leaf for yourself, and you're only playing in your own face. And not only that, but you're about to interrupt the mindset of innocent people, not realizing what you're doing, the behavior that you're causing, that can affect a lot of people, because they allow you to believe it was the norm to go against your neighbor, regardless if it's family members or not. They allow you to believe it was the norm. It's not the norm. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Don't need to be a hate in disguise. You know, there's still good people out here. There are. And I say that respectfully. It's because you can't understand yourself today. Stay in your lane. Especially when your neighbor's not even paying you no mind. It's the thought process for me. They just elevate and become their best self version of themselves on their own lane. Respect is a two-way street, but when my neighbor don't respect me, I gotta stay in my own lane, with no malicious intentions of bring harm towards myself or others around me. It's called respect. God's plan. If you don't understand yourself today, just stay in your own lane. There are still good people out here that know how to respect themselves, to respect their neighbor, and not to go back and forth with words with their neighbor, because their neighbors having a misunderstanding self, they with themselves. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Now you genuine love, respect. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely love all the right people. You are genuinely respect all the right people. And you to treat your respect 365 days with no misintention of being harm to yourself and others around you. Protect your energy, because not everybody's having a good time. Protect your energy, because not everybody's having a good time. They will sit here and fake gaslight you and act like they're so in tune with God, and they're not. To the genuine ones only. Protect your energy. They will try to bring harm towards you and your family. Protect your energy. Never allow hate in disguise or personal intentions to get the thought process of your freedom. Click on list intentions. Love yourself. Have a safe day. Have a safe weekend. Night dream, love, respect.